3D gel roses that can be created without any 3D skills in this video coming up. Hi, I'm Anastasia, and for this design I will need white gel polish, lilac D&D gel polish, and this mix of pearls and rhinestones, as well as SS3 small rhinestones, silver caviar beads, and pickup tool by Crystal Katana. But most importantly, I will need the 3D gels by Gellico. Here's the collection of 12 colors, and take a look at the jar. This is so cute. It has legs like some fancy table, and now let's open it up. So they all have the protective seal, which is great for transportation. And the colors are really beautiful and bright, and the consistency is thick, which is exactly what we need for 3D designs. Now let's take a look at all the colors. They have white, black, silver, golden, and more colors, and you can also mix them together to get a new shade, so that's like exactly what you need for any kind of designs. And this is the set of molds where they have candies, they have different style of flowers, as well as heart for St. Valentine's Day. We also have leaves and more flowers here. They even have letters and digits. And I think I will be using these roses for this design. I will use number 6 orchid pink gel and roses mold. So I will be using lilac background by D&D, and by the way, I'm really impressed with the quality of these gel polishes, while the price is pretty affordable. So first I apply one coat of this color and cure it, and then I will apply the second coat and cure it again. It really depends on what kind of design you're going to do. If you plan to do many 3D objects on the nail, then one coat will be enough, since you will not really see the background. Now let's cure the second one and do the roses. You simply take the mold and your gel brush and start filling it with the gel. As you can see, it's thick but not extremely thick, that you can actually easily fill it in. So I will do 2 roses, one will be smaller and another one will be bigger. Since roses have different petals, so it's not just some flat object, when you fill it in the mold, make sure that you fill in all the blank spaces, because sometimes you may not notice it, and then when the rose will be ready, you will notice that it looks a little bit like a broken rose. To avoid that, just make sure that you filled it all in. You can turn back the mold and see it from the other side. Do not worry, the gel is thick enough that you can securely do this, and also you can turn it so it will be more comfortable for you to work. Right? We cannot do this with a client's finger, like turn them all the way around, but with this one you can. You do not need to fill it all the way up, because that way it will be easier to secure it on the nail. So then just place it in LED lamp and cure for 1 minute, and after that simply stretch the silicone mold and our roses are ready. Here is the small one, and another one is slightly bigger. This is how simple it is. Now let's secure them on the nail. You can use any builder gel, preferably of medium to thick consistency, or if you're working on natural nails, you can also use the special gels for securing gems or crystals. For example, my favorite one is Bling On by Accents. And then I place the roses on top. We can stop at this point, but let's make it a little bit prettier. So cure it, and then I will use the same color I used for the background and mix it with the top coat. So the goal here is to create lilac color, which will be slightly transparent. I recommend to take more top coat and mix a little bit color instead of doing the opposite. But it really depends on you. You can get a different look depending on how you mix it. Now we take top coat mixed with color and simply apply it on the rose. So what's happening is that basically we have the same color as on the background, but it's more transparent, and it will basically fall between the rose petals because it's thin consistency, and the rose will look more structured, like the petals will look more 3D and separated. But if you didn't like the look, you can clean it before you cure, so do not worry, there's no way to spoil it until you put it in the lamp. Or you can use a top coat and a very slight amount of color to make these roses shine a little bit. And by the way, if you want them matte, you can just leave them, or you can also use the matte top coat on top of them. Now let's decorate them, and I will be using again the builder gel, or you can use the special gel for securing rhinestones, and I'm adding it only in the areas where I would like to add my accessories. And I have the set with the flat back pearls and rhinestones, and by the way, I used to think that this is really a bad taste to actually combine pearls and white rhinestones, but then when I saw this mix, I realized they look pretty cool together. Then I will cure and seal it with the top coat. So I will seal all the objects with this brush from the top coat all together, so I will not spend too much time on that. But if it will be my client's nail, I will definitely outline every single pearl and rhinestone so they will adhere better. Now let's do something a bit different, and I will use the red background for this one because, you know, not everybody likes pink. So first coat and then this second coat, and I think with this color yellow will look just great. So let's do some yellow roses. And by the way, in this set by Gellico, the yellow is really bright. It's like neon yellow. So I will first fill the small rose, then the medium-sized one. And by the way, if you accidentally add some color outside of the rose of this mold, do not worry, just clean it with alcohol before you cure it. Those looks pretty. Now let's cure them, and you can actually also cure them a different way. You can stretch the mold and hold it like that with your hand in the lamp, so then the roses will look a bit different. They will have more oval shaped. But for this design I decided I will just use them in a regular way and do standard round roses. Add builder gel in the center, and you can also use glue, acrylic, but remember that the big sized roses, they're flat and they do not fully match with the curve of the nail. So make sure that you fill in all these areas, whether it's gel, acrylic or something else. Or you can also use them as an inlay design roses. Okay, now I'm using top coat mixing with the red, and I just wanted to show you that you can use this trick with any colors. It will always look great, not necessarily for light colors. And this time I want to do a very natural transparent look, so I'm adding more of the top coat rather than color. And this particular red gel polish is pretty intense, so I'm just making sure I will not add too much, and then fill in with the rose. At the first moments I think it looks a bit scary, like oh my god, now I'm gonna spoil all this design, but do not worry, I think it really makes them look a bit different and more pretty. So you see, the thin consistency of the color in the top coat makes this color fall between the petals, and I think they just look more live, more like roses. And since I was using a no wipe top coat, there is no need to use any top coat on top of that unless you want to make them more shiny, but we don't need to do this. So this is how we keep the structure and the beauty of the roses and add some color. So you can stop at any point or just keep adding color if you want to make them more intense. You can even use multiple colors. For example, create a white rose and then use 2 colors to fill it in. Now cure for 1 minute, and I think we also need to add some decorations, and we could leave them like that if you like it, but I think with some bling they will always look better. So I'm adding the gel only in the places where I would like to put some designs, and let's add the rhinestones. And flat back pearls, of course. So I think that whenever you add the rhinestones in between the flowers and on top, it makes it look like it's the whole set of the flowers. It's not just 2 separate flowers flying somewhere in the space. And after that, do not forget to secure them really well. And I also added a couple yellow flat back pearls I found in my old set. I don't know if you can really see it through the camera, but I think they also add this look. I wish I had more colors of the pearls. And we are done. If you think that 2 roses on the nail sound like too much, you can use just one. Here's the idea of how you can arrange the stones and the caviar beads around it. Let me guys know which one did you like the most. Have you ever tried 3D molding designs? I personally love them because it is so easy and fast and looks just gorgeous. Thank you so much for watching. If this is your first time here on my channel, consider subscribing as I post new nail art tutorials just like this one every week. See you in my next one. Bye!
Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush.